Picture the scene. You're a games critic. I know it's horrible, but please just try to imagine it for me. And you've had an email telling you that the game you're most excited to play this whole year is arriving tomorrow. But that tomorrow is Saturday, and you don't care that you're going to have to work on a Saturday because you have no life anyway, remember? Please remember, you're a games critic. But the embargo is Monday. Fuck. But who cares, right? Because BioShock Infinite is coming and you've wanted to play that since the first release trailer. You are a series fan and you'll happily ignore everyone for a full 2 days to ensure you get that game completed and a review written. Only you've been pre-booked to go somewhere on Sunday. It wasn't supposed to be this way, 2K. It wasn't supposed to go down like this. But it's 10:30 AM though, and so you've got an arguable 12 hours or more if you forego luxuries such as eating or shitting, and you want to play it anyway, so it's cool, right? It's cool. You can do this. You want to do this. Spoilers, obviously. It's brilliant, of course. You all know this by now. The eventual standard industry turn happened and it went from amazing to shit because reasons, and I still love it. 2013 me had been overjoyed to hear the Beach Boys' God Only Knows sung beautifully by the Barbershop Quartet. That pre-rage but post-heart attack me hadn't twigged that it wasn't time appropriate for that song to be playing then, but I didn't care. It had grabbed me by the knackers and it was pulling me through the engrossing world of Columbia one explosion at a time. God only knows what I'd be without you. Infinite is just so memorable, full of sequences and moments I shan't forget, and at the risk of sounding like a shit observational comedian, do you remember the Booker and Elizabeth rendition of Will the Circle Be Unbroken, or the, opening baptism scene? It's just chock full of impressive narrative stings that tap you on the back of the head when you think you've forgotten them. And that's of course before you even talk about the ending. There are a few games I can bring to mind when I try to recall endings that have made my jaw drop to the floor. Red Dead Redemption is up there, of course, but Infinite was just phenomenal.
The circle be unbroken by and by and by.
I'm sure people smarter than me have picked it apart and ruined it, explaining how it's bad and why we should all feel bad for liking it, but I'm quite happy being the stupid idiot that just really loved it and felt like it tied a neat bow around the whole series. In fact, it holds the lofty position of being the only game series I would consider being completely done, but that I'd still somehow like more of. Unlike Mass Effect or Gears of War, which are, series I consider completely done, they didn't need any more, BioShock's world just draws me in like no other. There were moments that made me worried I wouldn't finish it on time. A self-imposed time limit is a bad way to play a game, but when I struggled with low ammo trying to kill the ghost of Lady Comstock, I was worried. It took some doing and I had to take a break, but I pushed through it. For the record though, that fight isn't one of the highlights of the package. From there though, it was pretty much plain sailing, just with an ever-encroaching deadline on the horizon. Then I got to the blimp fight. The endless feeling, wave-based blimp fight. I tried being tactical, I tried aggression, I tried hiding, but nothing was working. I tried Devil's Kiss, Possession, I tried everything, but I just couldn't do it. I was tired and I was messing up more and more. I would send the songbird off at the wrong time, I would possess out of panic instead of saving it for later, I'd waste ammo as I missed shots. I had to take a break. But the bizarre thing is that it didn't ruin it for me. I took that break and I came back and I beat it first time, as you always do. And I was so enthralled by the ending that I tapped out a load of words there and then, writing most of that review in the late hours of the day. I didn't actually give it a 10, and we didn't do half marks back then, but if we did, it would have gotten a 9.5. BioShock Infinite is one of my favourite games of the last generation, and while the circumstances around playing it weren't ideal, it didn't hamper my enjoyment one bit. If anything, the pressure put me in a bubble of BioShock that enriched the experience. Or maybe I'm just lying to myself, I don't know. Honestly, when a game comes in like that, you're gutted, but I wanted to play it anyway, and I enjoyed it immensely. I'm hoping this time around I can make time for the remastered collection of all the BioShocks, because I want to play them again at my own pace in a relaxed atmosphere. I mean, there's always a tower, right? But there's only one BioShock. Well, there's 3, but that was shit, right?
Yeah, really cheesy.